強そうだな。やった、勝ったよ。
Yeah, I must have went through like 24 of them. This next fest hasn't been very interesting if you like action adjacent games. I think if you like other stuff, there's probably better things to choose from, but this next fest is very, for action stuff, it's very lopsided. It's like mostly cheap-looking Vampire Survivors clones. There's like 2 beat-em-ups, one of which actually looked pretty good. I need to play that tonight. And then there's the Night Slashers remake, which the demo is just terrible. Can we stop, like, taking games with beautiful sprite work and pixel art and remake them to look like Flash games? Because this is like the 3rd time that this has happened. They did that with Toki. Toki got a remake recently, a couple years back, that was, you know, cheap Flash animation. And then they did that, the same team did that again with Joe and Mac. They remade the arcade Joe and Mac, not the SNES one, the arcade one, which most people didn't even play, for one. But then they used cheap skeletal animation, so it looks like a Flash game, and it looks worse than the pixel art from like 35 years ago. The Night Slashers is not Flash animation, but it's hand-drawn, and it just doesn't look very good. And also the gameplay doesn't really seem to have changed that much either, so it's like, you're gonna make the graphics worse, and then not make it play any better. It's like, well then what's the point? What's the point? You're gonna make it look worse, and it doesn't play any better. It's like, well then, like, why are you even remaking it? And I get that it's hard to top pixel art from the 90s. In a lot of ways, that was like the peak of pixel art, when pixel art started to get really good, provided that, you know, you're on like an arcade, you know, arcade hardware or something. You get really great pixel art. Some of those sprites still haven't been topped, but if you're not even gonna try, if you're not even gonna try, and you shouldn't remake the game. I don't know, man. It's like Night Slashers is not even already like not even considered to be like a top tier beat 'em up, but they're making it worse in almost every way. It's like, well, why are you remaking it? The Joe and Mac one is just depressing, because it looks worse than a game that came out in like the mid-80s. And like, why are you calling it a remake? You didn't even try to like update it at all. It looks like a Flash game. And I hate that for skeletal animations, because there are games that utilize it very well, like Helvetii, for instance, the game I got sponsored for. You know, that game uses skeletal animation. The difference is that it's very smooth, and you still feel impact when you hit stuff. I think skeletal animation is fine for like other types of games, but for action games, it often doesn't feel like you're actually making contact with anything. But, you know, for like, you know, Slay the Spire, for instance, is an immensely popular game, and you know, it's not an action game. It's a card-based roguelike, so it doesn't need crazy production values. But like, if that was an action game, that art style would kind of suck.
予選へ参加されますか? イネス、あれ。負けないよ。あらよ。くらえな。入れな。優勢だ。大敵だ。優勢だ。大敵だ。挑戦サイクル。挑戦時。おりゃ。いや。
Minkin.
でおりゃで入れ大事
大臣だ。
勝ったよ。これくらいどうってことないさ。次行くよ、イネス。
I'd say Ghosts and Goblins was the kind of...
温泉に行くぞ。
That game wasn't a remake, so it can't be compared in the same way, but it was kind of the same problem. Like, you're taking really good pixel art and making it look like a Flash game, and being like, surprised Pikachu when people don't like it.
Like, このまま優勝するわよ。
Gonna remake Metal Slug with skeletal animation, and then it'll play worse. It's gonna be the next one. Let's take Metal Slug X and remake it, and then take away the pixel art, and then have like that indie game jank where it like doesn't really play that great either. Great idea. So that's the next step. I heard the Ghosts and Goblins wasn't bad, but I couldn't get past that art style, man. I'm like, this just looks so cheap. You can't just take like legendary pixel art and make it look like a Newgrounds game from a Newgrounds Flash game and like expect people to accept it. It's just not gonna happen. That was exactly the problem with that game. I heard like gameplay-wise it actually wasn't bad, but a lot of people couldn't get past the whole Flash game thing. I'm like, yeah, I don't really think that's being jaded at all. I think it's actually pretty accurate. I'm sure they're doing that right now. There's supposed to be a new Metal Slug at some point. Not Tactics, but like a mainline one. And I'm like, man, you guys have to really nail the art style, because that's like the main thing that people are gonna care about. Metal Slug's never really had super great gameplay. I mean, it's good gameplay, but I feel like stuff like Blazing Chrome and Hardcore Uprising have kind of surpassed Metal Slug in my opinion. There's a number of things wrong with Metal Slug. First is the frame rate. The frame rate is really bad. It's an elephant in the room with Metal Slug is it looks great, but it barely runs at like 30 FPS. That kind of game is killer. You know, this game without this way that I'm playing it is 30 FPS, and it sucks, yes, but it's still playable. I did everything on this game. It's not like it makes it unplayable. The difference is that Metal Slug is really hard. If you want to make a difficult arcade game, one of the things you really gotta nail is frame rate. I don't really think it was by design. I think saying it's by design is inaccurate. I think it was more that it was the best that the hardware could handle. Keep in mind, the first Metal Slug came out in '96, and the last one came out in like '03 on that hardware. So it was already over half a decade old when the first one came out. And they pushed that hardware as much as they could, but it definitely became a problem. This did not have the capability to really do a lot more with it. Like Hardcore Uprising has that arcade gameplay, but like much better performance. More depth too. It's just the art style is kind of divisive. I think people have kind of warmed up on Hardcore Uprising after Operation Galuna, because that game is like no art style. Kind of looks like a generic mobile game. It's got the Marvel Infinite problem. It's like not a bad game, but visually it's very unappealing to look at. Some people can't get past that, which is totally understandable. I was watching that game, I'm like, dude, this game looks so cheap. You couldn't do pixel art? I mean, more people would have. It's already kind of a hard sell being like $30 for that kind of game. A lot of people don't have that arcade mentality anymore. And I think they tried to get around that with like the bonuses and stuff that you can unlock, but the game is just not great to look at. It sucks. Another good example is JoJo's fighting game, the Cyber Connect one, not the Capcom one. That game ran at 30 FPS on PS3 and had terrible online, so like nobody played it. And then when they put it on the modern consoles, they fixed the frame rate, but then it doesn't have rollback, so that game is just mega cursed. I remember when that JoJo's game came out and people were like, you know, this game's actually pretty fun, but it's kind of hard to get around the fact that it's a 30 FPS fighting game, which is not something that should exist. That game's lifespan has been perpetually reduced, even though they brought it back and fixed the frame rate. They couldn't get anybody on networking to make the new code actually usable. So. Let's remake Street Fighter 2 with Flash graphics and 30 FPS. That's the next goal post. Get rid of that timeless pixel art. We don't need that. It's gotta look like a Newgrounds game. Half the frame rate.
運びや日々名実をよろしく。
借金。
Another example of this that it's not unrelated to art style is the Symphonia remake for Tales, where the problem with that game is they keep basing it on the PS2 version. Now, on one hand, that sounds like a good thing on paper, because the PS2 version has more content. The problem with the PS2 version is it runs at 30 FPS, so that's the version that they put out like 3 times now. And everybody hates it. It's like, why don't we just like backport? Why don't we backport the PlayStation and PS2 editions to the GameCube? Apparently the reason why they don't do that is because they don't have the source code. That whole thing is just a complete disaster. It's like, nothing they do is going to freeze it. That just goes back to Japanese companies not caring about their old stuff. It's happened with Kingdom Hearts as well. Kingdom Hearts, PS3 and PC ports. Apparently, they had to get the source code off a used copy of the game. I'm not making this up.
女を怒らせる怖い。
Like, why don't you guys keep it? You know how much money that's worth? Like, that's the kind of game you can keep reselling for like decades. You can just keep bringing it out. And like, somehow they didn't have the source code for it. So they got it off a used copy of the game. It's like, how does this even happen? Source code should be in like a vault or something. Especially if it's a game that good that you can just basically just keep re-releasing every 10 years and make free money. Somehow that doesn't happen.
Hearts 電撃デビューってか。
I have to say, they've done a pretty good job with Kingdom Hearts ports. As somebody who's not like a hardcore fan of the series, they've actually have fixed. I know, like when those ports came out, that there were a lot of problems with unlocking the frame rate, but they managed to fix like almost all of them. Enough that speedrunners play on it, which I think is more than enough. Symphonia remastered port in comparison, even if you could get past the 30 FPS, it's still pretty buggy.
まだまだだよ。
Metal Slug 2 is a disaster. That's why no one plays Metal Slug 2. There is a ROM hack for Metal Slug 2 that fixes. I don't know the programming term for it, but there's like something wrong with Metal Slug 2 that makes it run so poorly. Metal Slug 2 is definitely not 30 FPS. It's sub 30 most of the time. That game has something wrong with it in its code that somebody fixed and like runs way better now. But yeah, the original real hardware version is a disaster, which is why they rushed X out to the point that most people don't even know that 2 exists. Most people are like completely oblivious to the fact that Metal Slug X is basically just like a remixed 2 that doesn't run like complete garbage. They churned that game out fast. There were a lot of complaints about it. I guess that's just what happens when you keep trying to push hardware that's outdated. Neo Geo is great, still is great, but it definitely got pushed beyond its limits a lot. I gotta try Metal Slug with lossless scaling actually. That might actually I have an easy way to try that. I might try that. I actually remember playing Metal Slug 2 in the arcade back in the day. It was pretty embarrassing to say the least how badly it ran. It ran really bad. Yeah, you can kind of fix that yourself now with the ROM hack. The ROM hack removes the lag, so you at least get a lock 30.
まだまだだっつーの。手強そうだ。
I think the funniest thing about Neo Geo's age is that it was like so easy to pirate. I remember I had the KOF 2003 ROM, like the same week that the arcade got. I had the ROM at home on my computer. The arcade literally just got it. I already had the ROM. I was practicing it at home to play at the arcade. That's like one of the downsides of the Neo Geo for sure was the hardware was just so dated that even like your mom's hand-me-down computer, the family computer, could just like run those games perfectly. So if you didn't care about competitive play, there was never a reason to go to the arcade. Get the ROM instantly. Nothing stopping you. CPS2 in comparison to... Well, it was like 6-7 years the CPS2 got decrypted around 2000, so... It was already mostly towards the end of its lifespan by the time it got decrypted. Neo Geo is pretty much just if you were a tech-savvy kid, you could just get the games at home. That's how I played Sengoku 3, because none of the spots I went to had that game. I pretty much exclusively played that game on emulation until they did the actual re-release for it. Just have it at home, frame 1, right away. I think I fucked this up. I don't remember this puzzle. Let's just do this later. I'll make a save here. I'm probably gonna record this boss anyway. We'll look up a solution later. This is corner. Actually, this is what's his name? Amethyst, yeah.
甘いせいせい入れ入れ見せてやる
Good fight. Pretty clean fight. Landed maybe like
こんな
half
作
the
戦じゃ
guard counters.
俺たちには勝てないよ。
残念だ
This game's got that killer instinct satisfaction to it with the counters. I really wish they had kept these, but they're only in these 2 games. It feels great to pull off. Alright, so now Kohaku's in the party. She should be soon. It's like they finally found a way to balance being able to do crazy combos and having the enemy fight back. And having the hit stun not be random. It's the best of both worlds. You get really tilted when you miss it, but it feels really satisfying when you pull it off. Which is how it should be. If you miss, it does a lot of damage. Alright, let's drop a save here, because I probably want to record that fight later. Wish this game just had the thing some of the other games have where they just tell you where to go. 'Cause I don't really care about the story anymore. I played this game at launch twice, like 3 times actually. I just want to get to the fights. I don't remember where to go. Pain them to just put it on the map, tell you what useless NPC you need to talk to progress. It's always the worst thing. Which random nobody do you need to talk to actually do something? Instead of just putting it on the map. It's all the useless NPCs that don't do anything. Totally, RPG should totally have just like marks on the ones that actually do something instead of the ones that just stare off into space and don't help you. It's a pretty common Tales problem though, is like, which one actually is gonna let me keep playing the game? I don't remember where the guy is. I don't care about this. No. To continue the game. What random nobody do I have to talk to keep playing? Might as well grab the Wonder Chef.
食の幸せを買って
Make it difficult to find the guy you need to talk to.
Beryl.
Ah, there we go. Okay, maybe something's happening now. You guys see anything good at the, totally not E3? I actually thought this year, for the kinds of games I like at least, was very barren. There are like a handful of games I'm interested in. Most of the other stuff just doesn't really look my style at all. I wasn't really expecting much, but at the same time, there wasn't really a whole lot this year. Felt like a lot of really off-kilter indie games and stuff. I was really banking on the Next Fest, but the Next Fest has been kind of not great either. Another couple dozen Vampire Survivors clones and some other stuff that looks decent, but not my kind of thing. She's actually pretty cool battle mage because she has a lot of melee moves, more than you expect from a mage. She's still kind of limited compared to the other, like the main melee characters, but she does have a decent amount to work with. It definitely kind of suffers from being a battle mage, which means they had to divide her moveset between two different types. That's Kugodan Shusen, I think. I knew the English name for these moves because I know the move when I do it because of the Japanese name, but I actually did not play this game in English first. I imported the Japanese version because I was really hardcore. Okay. I know some of them, but the problem with him is that his fighting style doesn't really have that many of the typical swordsman moves that Tails characters have. He has a mostly original movesets, which is part of what makes him fun to play, but if you only know the moves in one language, it's actually kind of difficult. Takes him a while to get the really good moves anyway. He's kind of feels incomplete when you first start playing because he's missing a lot of utility. Like good aerial-enabled moves, the stuff that puts you back on the ground, and launchers and stuff. It takes a while to get those. He's still fun to play before that, but you gotta grind a bit. He doesn't really have any of his busted stuff right now.
これが相馬の力だ。
いや、おめえの力。厄介だ。
これが相馬の力だ。
used to know the solution for this. These are the kinds of puzzles where you can either solve them in seconds or it takes like 10 minutes. I'm gonna try to fix this myself before I look at the solutions. There we go. All the puzzles in this game are very triggering, but they do have a weird obsession with you can do it in seconds or it takes like minutes to fix your mistake. Case in point right there, almost had it. Now it's gonna take a while to... Reset it. I kind of botched this, didn't I? Well, it's all good. I got the solution next to me if I start to feel like I'm getting chrono triggered. I don't know, hard to get triggered by this game, and I've played it so many times. It's mostly just not remembering all the minute details. Got the battles down pretty well, but I definitely lost like all the guard counter muscle memory. I have to get that back. Some of them have like really small windows where you can actually land it. Oh, I could just reset to this one. Yeah, let's just do that instead. Puerto Rican. Big, balding guy. Could be next. I don't know how much of this I really want to record. Just wanted to, get my file back. This game takes a lot longer to, set up challenge run files than this game's got a lot more content. Might kind of switch between the two. So Citizen Czar is going to be really boring to watch. It's mostly going to be steamrolling through the game again to unlock everything. There's very little side content in the game. It's definitely the more complete experience. And I kind of like the combat in Innocent Czar a little bit better in some ways. Nice, only going after me. Could you, like, go after the other 3 characters on the map, please? Just only go after me. One's down. Not get themselves killed while I combo this guy. Well, the combat in this game gets fun when you, it gets fun when you unlock stuff. They kind of start you with a lot of really crappy moves, so you don't have a lot to work with. I'll just crowd around the boss. Good job, guys. Dog pile. Hey, I call BS there. I got that counter when I was at the right angle. Of course, I don't get that one. He's got a couple combos left in him.
これでどうだ。
琥珀のスピル開始。
我が輩の
Alright, we'll go ahead and drop a save there, because I'll probably want to redo that fight later. Not really feeling like doing it while I'm streaming. I've already recorded this game in the past anyway. I did, like, my second playthrough. The only interesting thing about this is the fact that it's double the frame rate. Other than that, it's the exact same game. This game doesn't really have any gameplay mods. I think that's gonna do it for now, actually. I feel like streaming later, which lately I haven't been, because there's another Tales player that's been doing Vesperia speedruns at night. I've been watching that at night, that's why I haven't been streaming. Also, I've been working at my neighbor's house almost this entire past week, so I haven't really had time to do evening streams. Because when I get back, he starts streaming, and I'd rather watch that than stream myself. But that's gonna do it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off because I gotta head over there soon. So thanks for watching, everybody. There'll be more LMBS action of some variety, probably later tonight if I feel like it. I'll see you guys later. Catch you guys. I might stream over there, actually. If I find some good games on the next fest, I might stream over there, but I give no promises.